Audiobooks for Everyone presents Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. Full book summary. In 1872, in the heart of London, a man named Phileas Fogg lived a life of routine and precision. He was a wealthy, reserved English gentleman, known for his punctual habits and mysterious wealth. Fogg was a member of the prestigious Reform Club, where he spent his days in calculated quiet, reading newspapers and playing whist. No one knew much about his past, and few dared to ask. But that would soon change. One day, while discussing a recent newspaper article at the club, the topic of global travel arose. The article claimed that with the expansion of railways and steamer ships, it was now possible to circumnavigate the globe in just 80 days. The gentleman scoffed, considering it mere theory. But Fogg, ever precise and confident, declared that it could be done. In fact, he insisted he could do it himself. A heated discussion turned into a bold wager. Fogg bet £20,000, half his fortune, that he could travel around the world in exactly 80 days. The journey would begin that very evening, at 8:45 p.m., October 2nd. With nothing more than a carpet bag packed with clothes and money, and accompanied by his newly hired French valet, Jean Passepartout, Fogg departed from London. Their route would take them from London to Suez, then through India, Hong Kong, Japan, San Francisco, and across the United States, back to Liverpool, and finally to London. Fogg kept a strict schedule, recording every movement with mathematical precision. Their first leg, from London to Suez via the Suez Canal, went smoothly. But unbeknownst to Fogg, they were being followed. A detective named Inspector Fix, from Scotland Yard, had mistaken Fogg for a bank robber who had recently stolen £55,000 from the Bank of England. Fix believed Fogg was using the journey as a way to escape justice. With a warrant not yet in hand, Fix began shadowing Fogg in hopes of arresting him when he entered British territory. From Suez, they sailed to Bombay, India. Fogg remained calm and unflappable, trusting every connection and timetable. Passepartout, more emotional and impulsive, struggled to keep up with his master's rigid expectations. While crossing India by train, they discovered the railway line from Bombay to Calcutta was incomplete. Not discouraged, Fogg purchased an elephant and hired a guide to take them through the dense jungles. Along the way, they came across a group of Hindus performing a ritual involving the sati, the sacrifice of a young woman named Aruda, who was to be burned alive on her deceased husband's funeral pyre. Fogg, horrified by the injustice, orchestrated a daring rescue. They saved Aruda and brought her with them, intending to return her to her family in Hong Kong. However, Aruda had no surviving relatives and asked to accompany them instead. She became a vital member of their journey, developing quiet admiration for Fogg, who remained a man of few words but great compassion. As they reached Calcutta, Fix had Fogg and Passepartout arrested on a petty charge. Passepartout had unknowingly entered a temple with his shoes on in Bombay. Though Fogg paid a fine and they continued on, the delay cost them valuable time. In Hong Kong, they planned to board a steamer to Yokohama, Japan. But more obstacles awaited. Fix tried once again to prevent Fogg from leaving, and Passepartout was tricked and separated from Fogg. Fogg, showing rare emotion, searched for his valet but was forced to leave without him. Meanwhile, Passepartout made his own way to Yokohama, working in a circus to survive. There, he and Fogg were reunited by chance. From Japan, they crossed the Pacific Ocean to San Francisco aboard the General Grant. The American leg of their journey proved the most perilous. A transcontinental train journey through the American West exposed them to all manner of dangers: buffalo stampedes, broken bridges, snowstorms, and even an attack by Sioux warriors. During one of these attacks, Passepartout was captured. Fogg bravely led a rescue party and saved him, risking serious delay for his friend. Despite all odds, they reached New York, only to find their intended ship to Liverpool had already departed. Refusing to accept defeat, Fogg bought passage on a small cargo ship, the Henrietta. When the ship's captain refused to sail to Liverpool, Fogg bribed him to take them to Bordeaux. Eventually, Fogg took over the ship entirely, fueling it with its own wooden fittings, and sailed it himself to Liverpool. Finally back on British soil, Fix arrested Fogg. The detective now had the warrant he had long awaited. Fogg was imprisoned for several hours, missing his planned train to London. But soon after, Fix learned that the real bank robber had already been caught. Realizing his mistake, he released Fogg immediately. But the damage was done. Fogg had lost a full day. Broken and defeated, Fogg returned to London with Aouda and Passepartout. By his calculations, he had arrived 5 minutes too late. The wager was lost. Fogg was ruined. At home, Aouda, grateful and moved by Fogg's integrity and kindness, proposed to him, unsure whether a man like Fogg could feel love. To her surprise, he accepted. He sent Passepartout to arrange the wedding with the minister, but in doing so, Passepartout made a stunning discovery. Due to the eastward journey, constantly gaining time by crossing time zones, Fogg had actually gained a full day. He had miscalculated. It was not Monday, as he thought, but Sunday. He still had time to reach the Reform Club before 8:45 p.m. In a dramatic final sprint, Fogg rushed to the club and arrived exactly on time, winning the bet by the narrowest of margins. Though he had reclaimed his fortune, Fogg discovered something far greater: love, companionship, and a broader view of the world. The journey that began as a mathematical exercise had become a transformative adventure. Themes and significance. Around the World in 80 Days is more than a travelogue. It explores themes of time, progress, determination, loyalty, and the cultural contrasts of a rapidly globalizing world. Fogg, initially a figure of cold logic, grows into a symbol of quiet heroism. Passepartout provides comic relief and emotional warmth, while Aouda adds humanity and heart to the journey. Even Fix, the misguided antagonist, serves as a symbol of law and order gone astray. Verne's novel is a celebration of the technological optimism of the 19th century, yet it also reminds us that human relationships and moral courage are what truly define a person's journey. The end.